Oh. Welcome to Ohm Center for Spiritual Living on this beautiful Sunday morning in La Mesa. Are we not blessed to have this amazing summer weather here? Yeah, right? Don't you think? So welcome to everyone here in the sanctuary. Welcome to everyone joining us online on Zoom or Facebook, and welcome to all of you who join us at another time. We're so glad to see all of you here. I'm Reverend Natasha Eckholm, one of the staff ministers here at Ohm Center for Spiritual Living, and it's my joy and pleasure to be with you this morning. So we're going to get started in just a moment with our congregational song, and then hear from some of our wonderful musicians who are here with us this morning. Yeah, including Leslie and Lucille and Alice. So nice to see you all here. So, okay, let's get started with our congregational song. I think that most of you know it, and if you don't know it, it's very straightforward. Listen along and join in, please.
All right, let's all stand up and let's sing. Want to come on up? Yeah. And we shine, and I shine. Okay. Ready, folks? Here we go.
I am the light, I am the light, I am the light in this world. I am the light, I am a light, I am the light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright.
And you
are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. And I shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine so bright.
one more time.
And we shine so bright. So I guess I'm not. Yeah, I am on. Thank you, ladies. And now I want to invite you to turn within and welcome our practitioner, Mary, who's going to lead us in a meditation.
Thank you. And good morning. Is this on? So I just invite you, let's just take a breath together and release. I invite you to take these words into silent contemplation today. It is a privilege to love someone, to truly love them. And while it's paradisical if she or he or they love you back, it's unfair to demand or expect reciprocity. We should consider ourselves lucky, honored, blessed, that we possess the capacity to feel tenderness, of such magnitude and be grateful even when that love is not returned. Love is the only game in which we win even when we lose. So in this moment, right now, right here and now, I invoke the awareness of the presence of the divine. I remember that Spirit is here always and in all ways. I just immerse myself in that infinite pool of receptivity, just allowing Spirit to wash over me. So I know that as we gather together, we join and prepare for a wonderful talk from Reverend Natasha, and beautiful, amazing music, and just wonder at the technology, and just join together in this sacred dance in this holographic video game that is life, and that we have the controllers and we just are dancing in life together. And I know that today is sacred time, that we stand on holy ground. And I'm just grateful for it. I just open my heart, as I know we all open our hearts, just to receive this community and the love that we share. Knowing that the more love we give, the more we receive, that love is never diminished in good times and in times that appear difficult or turbulent, that love always wins. And so just allowing this service to unfold in perfect divine right order, I declare it good. I know it is so. I call it forth into being, saying, let it be done. And so it is. And now let's bring back our wonderful musicians. Do you guys have like a collective group name? You look like the cowgirls this morning.
This morning we came up with the Trio All, which stands for Alice, Lucy, and Leslie.
The Trio All, Alice, Lucy, and Leslie. Okay, beautiful. Let's bring them back up. Let's welcome them.
Pretty good for spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeehaw!
That's right. Check, check. Good. I'm not used to being a cowgirl.
You look good though.
Yeah, so we have, Lucille here, or Luce, and Les, you don't know Leslie, and Alice, Al. So we're going to play some country bluegrass things today, and the message is so right on with our teaching. So let me just real quick. Okay, it's called Standing Tall and Tough.
Tanglefoot.
No matter what. Okay, hold on. Thanks for your patience. Okay. 1, 2, go. Over yonder, I knew looks to be deceiving too, but I never took the time to look or ponder, 'cause in my heart all I wanted was you. Look before you leap, my mama told me, and don't get in over your head. If she were here right now, I know she'd scold me, she would, 'cause I went against everything she said. Well, I'm not yet on top of the world, but I can say I'm on my way up. I got over the shame and I'm over the pain. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough. Well, I'm not yet on top of the world, but I can say I'm on my way up.
That's right.
I got over the shame and I'm over the pain. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough.
Well, I had to leave town because folks were talking. For a while I didn't think I would survive. I think we've been through that some. I put on all I owned and started walking because I had to get control of my life. In my heart was still determination, and I recalled what I heard my daddy say. That's right. Give it all to God, just give it over. Give it all and make a brand new day.
Well, I'm not yet on top of the world, but I can say I'm on my way up. I got over the shame, I got over the pain. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough.
One more time, ladies.
Well, I'm not yet on top of the world, but I can say I'm on my way up.
Going up.
I got over the shame, I got over the pain. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough. Back on my feet, I'm standing tall and tough.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
May not be on top yet, but we're on our way.
We're on our way. Absolutely agreed.
Okay.
All right, All right, thank you so much, Trio All. One more time for Alice, Lou, and Les. For Al, Lou, and Les. Oh, that was great. We are on our way. We're going to talk a little bit about being on our way today. So this month, we've been exploring the theme of love, right, in the context of our annual theme, Rising Higher and Growing Deeper. And as you know, we were kind of following along with our CSL themes as part of our broader CSL community. And I will admit, the official title for this week's talk was The Turbulence of Love, and I tweaked it because I always tweak the titles. And so I am calling it The Growing Pains of Being Love. And we will talk a little bit about what those growing pains might look like. But I think part of why I wanted to change the title is that while, of course, we all experience turbulence in life, and that's just kind of the nature of life, all of the unexpected things. I don't think, for me anyway, that turbulence is what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the growth part, and that's where the growing pains come in. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. So throughout this month, we've been talking about the idea of love, or I should say about love, but not as an idea or as a state to attain, but rather love as actions, as choices, as behaviors, as ways of being, right? And embracing love and exploring love is part of how we grow spiritually, whether in meditation with ourselves or reflection with ourselves, and whether in community. So you've heard Reverend Suzette and Reverend Jerry talk this month about different aspects of love, love as self-compassion, love as loving kindness, and we're going to talk about some other dimensions of love in the sense of love as being. So love as who we are and how we express ourselves in the world. So what does this mean, talking about love as being? To me, it means not only thinking about love as something that we want to experience or something that we want to receive, but embodying love. How do we embody love in all our thoughts and all our actions and choices? In our teaching, we have in our philosophy, we have a fundamental teaching. You know, I always like to refer to our belief statement. And we say we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. So what does this mean in relation to this idea of love as being? It means that we think of God as all that is good. God is love, God is peace, beauty, and joy. And if those are all the things that God is, then so must we be. We are already love and joy and peace and power. But it's part of our human experience to not remember that when we are born. And it is our lifelong spiritual journey to reconnect with that sense of what we truly are. Not simply love as something that's outside. In our teaching, God is not away from us, right? God is not far away. God is already within us. It is the very source of our being. We are God at the atomic level, you know, for lack of a better way to put it. Love is the energy that engenders the world, and we are a vibration and expression of that. So love isn't something out there. It's something in here that we connect with and that we embody moving forward in many different ways, right? So to do this, though, or to have this awareness, requires letting go of many of our ideas of what love should look like. Because in our culture, we get a lot of ideas about what love should look like, right? We have romantic ideas, we have complicated ideas of expectations. Well, if you loved me, you would do this, right? If you loved me, you would behave this way, right? If you loved me, you'd send me cards. If you loved me, you'd buy me flowers. If you loved me, you would support me, right? I mean, we can think of any number of things that if statement, right? If you loved me, that's what that would look like. And most of the time, when we're using that way of thinking, it's more about what it should show up as for us, not what we're doing, right? But how it's going to be coming to us. But if we can allow ourselves to let go of some of those ideas, to think about things in new ways, love may show up for us in new ways. And part of it is modeling, right? If we want love to show up for us in different ways, we have to embody that ourselves. What we put out into the universe is what returns to us, right? And this is part of what brings me back to the way I changed the title of the talk. So when my husband and I got married some years ago, you know, periodically as we were beginning our life together, we would bump heads about one thing or another. And my husband told me one day, well, you know, those are our growing together pains. And I really loved that because it was a really good metaphor to me, right? We think about growth, right? And we all recognize, not everybody experiences this, but lots of us as young people had a physical experience of growing pains. But we also use that as a metaphor, you know, more broadly to talk about when we are learning something, when we are growing, we get into a sense of discomfort, right? It is uncomfortable to be in an unfamiliar space or thinking about things in new ways. So hence growing together pains and growing pains on being love. So in the same way that, you know, my husband and I started our new life together, part of the invitation of this month and today is to start thinking anew, thinking in new ways. And I appreciated the song that trio all sang. It's wonderful how the divine always arranges just the right music, because that song was about starting over. Starting over when you found that the way that you think isn't working for you, and thinking about how you can be growing, making choices that affirm that growth. So I'm going to share something, a statement or some thoughts by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist teacher, who some of you may be familiar with. He says, beginning anew is not easy. We have to transform our hearts and our minds in very practical ways. Beginning anew is not to ask for forgiveness. It's to change your mind and heart, to transform the ignorance that brought about wrong actions of body, speech, and mind, and help you cultivate your mind of love. All wrongdoings arise in the mind. It is through the mind that wrongdoings can disappear. Beginning anew is an opportunity for us to recall some regret from earlier and undo it. Loving speech is crucial. We want to heal the community. We speak frankly, but we do not want to be destructive. Listening meditation is an important part of the practice. When we sit among a circle of friends, like we're all doing right now, right, who are all practicing deep listening, our speech becomes more beautiful and more constructive. We don't blame or argue. Compassionate listening is crucial. We listen with the willingness to relieve the suffering of the other person, not to judge or argue with them. We listen with all of our attention. Even if we hear something that is not true, we continue to listen deeply so the other person can express their pain and release the tension within themselves. I know that was a long passage. But what I want you to focus on in that is this idea of, one, we can begin anew at any moment, right? And two, the idea of being fully present for others, to allow them to be fully present with us, right? As Thich Nhat Hanh said in that passage, all wrongdoings arise in the mind, and it is through the mind that they can disappear, which is totally consistent with our teaching of science of mind, isn't it? We affirm in our teaching that what we think creates what we experience. It is a fundamental element of that process where the divine moves through itself as law to create our experience through our thought, right? The belief and thinking of our minds creates the container of our experience of life. I recently learned something that is really, I'm still reflecting and pondering, and it's the etymology of the word belief, which is to love, be love. So the word belief originally came from the idea of be love, which really made me think about, wow, okay, what do I believe? And can I say that I love that, or that I really am that fundamentally committed? It's not belief simply as an intellectual construct, right? It's belief as something that you are completely engaged by, that you love. And I think that's something to explore. So I just wanted to share that because that was a very interesting and surprising idea that I was not aware of. So when we encounter situations and experiences that don't align with what we desire, we have an opportunity to return to our mindset, to return to our thoughts and our beliefs, and to consider how we want to change that, since we know that the mind co-creates with the law, and the law does not edit the mind, right? We are the driver of that process, right? So we become responsible for discerning what we want to give the law to work with. Oh man, that is really annoying. I want somebody else to be responsible. I don't want to have to be responsible. I don't know if you've ever had that feeling. I certainly do from time to time. So Ernest Holmes tells us, the mood of the infinite mind is one of love. The action and intelligence takes place in loving ways. What God hath wrought has been by means of love. And so he's identifying that fundamental thing that we're talking about today. It's all love. That's where it starts. And the action is by means of love. So how do we start anew? To not re-engage ourselves, but maybe more fully engage ourselves with the love that we already are. So we already know some of these tools because we use them here all the time, right? Spiritual mind treatment, affirmation, meditation, journaling, whatever means that we find most useful and meaningful to put into our consciousness a new way, a new opportunity, a new way of thinking about love, and then repeating it, right? Repeating it over and over, because that's also part of our humanness. It would be awesome if we could just go like that, and sometimes we are able to do that. But most of the time, we have to practice, just like our musicians do, to be able to share their wonderful music with us. So do we need to practice when we want to experience something greater. One of Albert Einstein's most famous quotes is, "You cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it." Hence our human challenge. We have to do something to change our mind. And it's really easy to, I don't know that I would call it laziness per se. Again, it's this idea of comfort versus discomfort. To change the mind requires us to experience some discomfort. That is simply the nature of it. But perhaps rather than thinking about it as discomfort, because in our culture anyway, we equate comfort is good, discomfort is bad, right? And we seek to avoid discomfort at all times. And if we can't avoid it, medicate it. Because, right? We do not want to experience it. And yet, what we know is that some degree of discomfort is required for growth. And so if we can choose to think about discomfort not as something bad, but something necessary, and to focus on the aspects of our discomfort that can inform us in experiencing something greater, right? Something yet more wonderful than we have had a chance to experience. As the song that they shared said, something that we're on the way up. That discomfort is going to help us experience that on the way up part. So that's the opportunity in beginning anew, right? Considering what aspects of your mindset are influencing the experience that you're having, your current relationships, your feelings, how things are going for you, and are there patterns that might be perpetuating negativity or doubt in your experience. Ask yourself if that current mindset is likely to create a new and more fulfilling experience. Are there things that need to be shifted? Whether it's letting go of a limiting belief or embracing vulnerability, right? Or cultivating self-compassion. How many people here have trouble allowing themselves to feel self-compassion? Yeah, a lot of us, right? And that's a really important part of this project of beginning anew, is saying thank you and your services are no longer needed to the inner critic, right? And that doesn't mean that we don't want to be reflective and thoughtful about what we're doing or how we can do things better, but that inner critic is not helping us do things better as much as it sounds like it is supposed to be doing that.